don't know if everybody has read the Bible, but there's a story of a man named Saul, and Saul went throughout the nations, and he was it's essentially executing Christians. While he was on his way to carry out one of these missions, an angel of God knocked him off of an ass, and he essentially gave his life to Christ, well, to God, in that moment, and completely changed his life. So I do agree with Darwin in that extent, absolutely. But
I
I
do.
will also say that the truth of the matter is that the Bible, the things that are in the Bible, is a cheat code. That is your cheat code.
Yeah.
Those are your basic instructions before leaving Earth. Every single thing that you need to be successful in life is placed in that Bible
True.
in at least one chapter. You're
True.
going to go through some type of experience that is going to be presented in one of those chapters or one of those books in the Bible. So I would say that it is a cheat code. I
Yeah.
personally don't think that it's a bad thing. And
It's
I
not.
wanted to address something that Sweeney had said earlier when y'all was talking about Fresh and Fit. I personally not a fan of them, so I'm not validating them as a whole. But if a man, if they are telling men to get their bag up and to take care of themselves and getting in the gym and make sure that they look good, that is also a cheat code. Because if you do this, this is going to get you through the door where you're going to have a better possibility of a better type of woman. And that goes the same for the Bible. If you read the Bible and you abide by the laws and the stories and the things that's being presented in there, if be it for men and women, it'll tell you this is what you need to do to be a husband. This is what you need to do to be a wife. And this is how it is that you create that type of lifestyle, and it has a longevity to it. So I think that I understand what we're doing, but in this moment, in this session, I don't know B Simone aside from what it is that I'm seeing right now. But what I'm seeing is a woman that is convicted, and this is the most powerful and most important part that somebody can be going through and experiencing. And I feel honestly that a lot of black people, a lot of people in general, but especially black people in our culture, us as in culture, we are so hurt and we're so convicted and we're fighting this very feeling that she's going through, that she's expressing. And the fact, and that's why I was trying to stop Nyla, because it's like, no, wait, let's address what is going on much rather than bringing confusion. God is not a spirit of confusion. So in this moment, we're not talking about something that is more confusion. We don't want to bring that into something that is serious, because at the end of the day, there are lives and there are souls on the line. You know, for all we know, this woman could be going through this moment, this season of being broken, and she can self-delete herself. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's watching this right now may be in that same position, and they may be on that verge, and that's adding more confusion to this all. I think that takes away from it. So let's be present in what's going on and really acknowledge that.
So what is going on? You got to understand. When you say confused, you got to understand how other people are seeing it too. It may not necessarily be confusion. It may be just what they see from their perspective. In my perspective,
Well, so
if you let me finish, what I see is a woman who has pain. She's crying because her way didn't work, and it hurts to deviate from what you've been doing and try to be righteous. It hurts. It's painful. I've seen people come to church, get a life to God, get on their knees and cry, pass out and all this. It is painful to turn away from sin. It's a hurtful thing. And that's what I see her going through. She can't go out and bust it open no more and do whatever the hell she was doing, the behavior she had before. It hurts that I'm wrong. This whole time I've been wrong. What? Oh man, now I got to go live right. That's what I see. And that's where the tears are coming from, because she don't know how to live right. So now she's reaching out for a man to spiritually lead her so she can live right. Because her doing it by herself, her doing it on her own, her making the decisions don't work. And the pain comes from being lost and not knowing where to go.
But is
And
she
now that
really
her,
strong in that
go ahead.
moment?
But can I
Hold
can I
on. Let Miss Taken go. She ain't get a chance to speak yet.
um what I was gonna say, what both of y'all saying could be true at the same time, right? Being broken, realizing that all of the decisions that you made were wrong, the consequences that impacted your life from those decisions brings you to what Viz is saying, brings you to that conviction, right? And so I think part of the issue that I know a lot of people have about church and people who are saved is the judgmental part that comes along with it. So it appears to be like, oh, I don't trust her. She just, blah, blah, blah. She ain't really serious. That's what we do. And I think that's what turns people away. Because it's like, if I know I spent a lot of my life making the wrong decisions and now I'm broken, I'm just like, God, I just can't do this without you. You cry, you go, like, just, help me, fix me or whatever, right? So you have to give me an opportunity to start moving in that direction. So if you're going to always judge me by the things that I was doing wrong, you're not going to give me the opportunity to move forward, nor am I going to trust that you're going to help me when you're still judging me by the things that I'm saying I know I need to change. And I think that's part of the church's problem. Like, even for me, I grew up in a church and I know I didn't live accordingly, like the way that I was raised and what I said, what was in the Bible. But when I began to move in that direction, I also felt very uncomfortable being in the church because of the comments, or because of people acting holier than thou, or just feeling like I have to be perfect right now that I'm, convicted. People need room and time to grow and change. So reading your Bible, yes, it helps. But I remember reading the Bible and really not understanding what the heck I was reading. What did that mean? So people need opportunity to grow. And her saying, I need a man that is better than me in that area, so he can lead me and help me, because I don't know how to do it on my own. And we say the same thing when we say we want a man that's more intelligent than us. It's no different than saying you want a man that's more spiritually intelligent than you, because you want to learn, you want to grow. So I don't think it's anything wrong with what she said. The thing is to give her time to show and prove. And I don't think she's had enough time to do that yet.
Yeah, each and every day we all go through a struggle to crucify our flesh. Uh, one of the things that, this is kind of, this is a part of why I was against what Nyla was saying as far as with game banging. In street organizations, there are laws and policies that are set forward, and that are taught to everyone, is given out, right? And it's up to you if you choose to apply. You're forced to learn this literature, but it's up to you to apply it. And one of the things that like the Vice Lords, the Black Peace Stones, that they speak on is crushing the beast, is crushing the lower self, and remaining and vibrating and walking in your higher self. This is something that's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of other negative contexts are entitled, are conjoined with it, but there's a lot of literature that is also there that you can apply to become a better you. So I think that, just as Mistaken said, um, we have to give people an opportunity to show up and be a better version of themselves, because for everybody that's a struggle. We all struggle with that in some way, shape, or form. It may be harder for her to step away from that lifestyle that she was used to, you know, and sometimes it takes for you to hit rock bottom to make that decision. Of course, we want to be able to make that decision beforehand, but being that we are human beings, and it's damn near human nature that you're going to continue to hit your head against the wall until that motherfucker knock you out, and then you get up and you know, and it's like, you know what, man, this is stupid. Me hitting myself against the wall. So we have to give people that opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to prove themselves in that moment.
Brown Sugar, you up?
So this is the same episode from the first clip that we saw, right? Were they talking about relationships, or were they just talking about in general? Because I feel like we all assume that she's broken due to a man. And like Casey mentioned, I mean, she just publicly went through a breakup with her business partner. They kept it cute, but it was public. So, I mean, I don't know what she's dealing with like relationships, because she keeps that private for the most part. But I think it's very courageous of her to even speak that like publicly, because a lot of people do hit rock bottom, and like I know I did when I was pregnant, 2020, COVID. Couldn't go nowhere, couldn't do nothing, everything locked down, couldn't go to nobody's house, couldn't talk to nobody. I had no outlets, and I went into a shell. I wasn't going to social media, speaking to nothing publicly. Like, I was ashamed of myself. I was embarrassed. Motherhood, parenthood alone is humbling in itself. So we can say I was I was humbled too. But I didn't have the courage to go on social media and put all of my business on social media. So I think it's really courageous of her to even be speaking about her hitting rock bottom, and just saying that it's hard to show up when you going through stuff like that. It is hard to show up with a smile on your face. It's hard to like just move on a day-to-day knowing that you got to get shit done, but in the back of your mind you low-key might be depressed. You battling 10 different things, and you're just trying to keep a steady head. So yeah, I think she's courageous. I agree with Ms. Taken. I feel like we as society, and with Viz, we don't know what people are dealing with. We don't know if she is 10 seconds away from unaliving herself. And I feel like as a society, we do need to practice grace and empathy a little bit better, because yes, your walk of life may have been a little bit cleaner, because everybody has bumps in their road. Some people's walks of life aren't as challenging as others, but that doesn't mean that you can't give the next person grace, and just put yourself in their shoes just for a second, to just empathize with them. So yeah, and I think, like Via said, her hitting rock bottom or dealing with this is probably something that sparked more interest in having a relationship with God. So like I said in that first clip, I'm good for her. If this is her journey, good for her, and I just hope she sees it through. And it gets better for her.
I understand.
Swinny.
I guess I got to be the bad guy in this shit. I don't believe none of that shit she's saying. I don't believe none of it. Because I'll be very weary.
That was a lie.
Of people who say this season. Only this season? So you've only been broken this season. You ain't been broken all the seasons before that. The seasons before that, you was doing just fine until that shit stopped working. Now all of a sudden, this season you broken.
Coochie stopped working.
Y'all want to know what's crazy though? We heard somebody else talk this same kind of shit at one point. Talking about she needed a man that was going to deliver her to God and all of this. Wasn't Megan Good talking about needing a good man and God fearing and all of that? And what did she do when she got done, when she got her God fix? She went right back to what she was doing beforehand. I don't believe none of the shit that these motherfuckers be saying out here, because they You saying it because whatever, like Bruiser said, the shit you was doing stopped working. And now you feel some type of way about it. And I'm sorry, I ain't shed no tears for you. You can get up there and talk all that shit all you want to. Get up there and cry, and then we're gonna see you. You're gonna get you a good man, and then all of a sudden you're gonna go right back to what the fuck you was doing beforehand when you tired of being a God-fearing woman. Nah, fuck that. You got exactly what you got.
Not all women.
People
are like
aren't
that,
allowed
though.
to grow. People
Hold up.
aren't allowed to change. People, you just gonna place people in the box just based on something that they did a few years ago, and they
The best
have
way
no.
to judge somebody is off of their past behavior. And the thing is, here's the tripped out part. She never speaks bad about the shit that she used to do. Because, like, I heard somebody say maybe this is a thing that she can speak to.
That's what I wanted to ask, Sweeney, but go ahead.
She don't hear her talking about how all the shit she did back in the way back when, and all the shit that she said was wrong, or the shit that the life that she lived was problematic. She don't say that. She came out here straight out the gate gonna say, I need me a man that's gonna set me straight spiritually. Not that you've been fucking up, and you gonna tell the young ladies behind you that's coming up behind you, don't do the shit that I did. And if you do that shit, you goofy too. And you're gonna be all goofy in the same box. No, she ain't saying that. She's saying, I need a man that's gonna change me. Because
I'm sorry, Sweeney. I'm sorry. You got me.
No, go ahead. I know you're about to cook, Casey.
No,
go ahead, light your match.
It was just the one piece. The one piece. I agree with Viz. I understand what Brown Sugar's saying. I completely understand what y'all are saying. 100%. Mistaken. Completely. I believe in compassion, empathy, understanding, grace. I completely agree. But if she would have said everything she said with all of the influence and all of the followers that listen and hang on to every word she says, I would have appreciated if she would have added that little caveat of, and remember a couple of years ago, y'all, when I was telling you a man that had a 9-to-5 and a career wasn't good enough for me, my God-fearing man could have been one of those 9-to-5 men that I chose not to give the time of day. So that is my fault. That is my mistake. That is where I could have misstepped with what God had for me and said that wasn't good enough for me at the time. And I want to take responsibility for putting this message out into the world, and also realizing and sharing my story that this right here, my mindset of what a man should come and how he should come packaged as God-fearing, was my mistake and my misstep. And I apologize. And I'm on this couch today, and I want to tell young women that God has to send the man for you as he sees fit, not for your own understanding, not from your own eyes, not from what the world sees as what you should have in your position as this businesswoman. I would have had so much more respect if you're going to be vulnerable, if you're going to be transparent, if you're going to bring the tears, if you're not going to hold back. I think full accountability on your part, as well as all of the women in the ears. Y'all, she has millions and millions and millions of followers. Her influence is insane. So when you have that type of platform, I feel if you're truly convicted, you got to be all the way bare bones with your conviction. I sit here on this podcast. I've been here for 2 years on and off. I always share, and I've shared with people who don't believe in marriage. I've had a separation with my husband. I take full accountability that it wasn't just my husband's mistake. It was my mistake for thinking that I knew better, that I knew more, and God convicted me for my part in why we were separated at the time. So if you're going to speak out and you're going to be vulnerable and you're going to be real, you got to show where your misstep was. You got to show where you lacked in understanding. And also, you got to backtrack and fix that influence that you poured and spewed out for over 3 years now.
And you got to apologize to the man you swipe left on.
So
that's true.
At singles night at church, because God sent it to you then.
Hey, Marcus is up. Marcus is up.
I believe her.
Hey, Marcus. You missed Darwin when he had the loose neck too, man. You ain't even paying that.
I wasn't paying no attention.
Hey, pause.
So you was looking at my neck?
Pause.
No.
We silly.
Yo, pause.
She no. What? Before you say that, Marcus, she can be right.
brother?
She can be no. Don't unmute your mic. I'm about to mute back. She can be completely 100% authentic, but she's not there yet. Is what I'm saying. She can be where she thinks she might be where she thinks she is, but she's not there yet. If that makes sense.
So all right. So you saying like she thinks she hit her rock bottom, but she ain't been giving head in the parking lot for $5 for some crack. She just quickly started.
How did you go there?
I'm saying she doesn't see her accountability. She doesn't see where.
Shit.
She doesn't see where
damn.
she might only see the piece of the men that I were with weren't serious about God. She may see all of that side of it, but she's not seeing the side and not taking accountability for the side where she lacked an understanding of why those men were even on in her life. You see what I'm saying?
And that makes me want to watch her podcast because I wonder because we only saw like 30 seconds.
That's where I was going.
True.
So
I thought about that too.
If in that same episode or in earlier episodes, if she's taking accountability for herself, and I know,
damn, you stole
speaking on that tweet, she did come back and correct herself about that tweet too. Like she mentioned something.
All my points. That's exactly
but I'm done. Though. I'm done. I just want to finish
when she corrected about when she made a statement, it was still a BS statement. It was still kind of like, well, those men are not for me. I'm not.
Well,
saying
no,
they're
she
not
said
good
she
men,
just
but they're
wanted
not
to
for
date
me.
men that made
on
out the same money as much as she made. That was all she was saying.
And on that shit, Case.
No, she said, and when she gets up and goes, when she has to go,
we gotta let Marcus finish this point. He got cut off. Marcus got cut off.
But she said when she has to go take a flight, they need to be able to go take a flight with her. So that's why they not good enough for her. Is what she was saying.
Okay, so I am weary. Like, I do think sometimes people can provide transparency as a form of manipulation via social media. Like a lot of people, I'm the most transparent. I'm being but they're cultivating something to show you specifically to get you to feel a certain way. And if you're in a season or you're in a period of time where everyone is accusing you of being the common denominator of the issues with all the people you've fallen out from, then you do kind of have to this moment to redeem yourself to make your PR image go correctly. This can be true. She could also be feeling that way, and they're both in alignment. I think the next steps in her life will show if this was all just a ruse or if this was her actually trying to get right. But I think though when people do hit their rock bottom, that is when you actually be reaching for something to get better. So if she does feel like assuming that she believes that this is her rock bottom, I think she could be reaching that way. Tears don't impress me or give me any more sympathy because people could fake cry. The best indicator would be changed behavior. So like y'all said, if she moved forward speaking about like what she could have done or how she's moving forward and what she's putting on the table and taking off that. I did hear her saying that she's single and she's looking for a man. She's taking applications from all types of men. I heard her say that. She didn't specifically say 9 to 5 men, but she did say all types of men. I'm single and I'm looking right now. And I need God to send a man into my life. I seen that clip. Yeah, all. She said all men.
Worst of the worst.
All right, so we're gonna try to move. We're gonna try to move on from this because believe it or not, we got another one. A whole nother one. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next video.
She want to wrap it up now?
Just real quick, Ruth.
All right. I'm sorry.
Just real quick, Ruth.
It's super important because women have to understand that every woman should be taking accountability like this. I believe in what you guys were saying, Biz and them, that says, oh, maybe she's having a bad moment, but I agree that she did not hit rock bottom yet because she's not showing enough humility. She's trying to lean into being a victim right now, and it's showing because she does not show her accountability. So for all the women out there, if you really want God to send you a man, then you need to be more accountable. Like it has to be more genuine. You have to be more real because you're going to need that skill when you're in a relationship. And so she may be broken. Last thing, she may be broken because she realized this is her last ditch effort. She may not get what she's asking for. That's why she's saying, oh, she want to have another race now. So she might be at that point.
Wait, what'd she say? Hold on. Back it up. What'd she say?
Oh! Now his ears perk up. You don't want to please
She
shit.
want to take everything from everybody. She thinking she not gonna get a man at all. Now she's saying, all right,
No, she's not.
let me keep going down. Let me keep going down. She might not get one at all.
I thought when she said everybody, I thought she meant like all the people that he knew. I didn't think she meant like everybody. You think she meant everybody?
Everybody.
Never mind.
Even Fatty?
Never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Hey,
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Y'all. B Simone just trying to sell tickets, y'all.
She got left by her best friend, and her best friend was co-signing her nonsense. So now she realized she is the problem, but she's still not saying it. That's why it's a problem for me.